was it. You can see my full review of the UTAS UTS-15 shotgun by going to my website, consumerreports.com. At the website, you'll see that the review is actually broken down into several parts. A first part which talks about the specifications and the overall summary of the review. Another part which talks about what's in the box. Another that talks about external and operational features. That's probably one of the most extensive parts, with 83 photos that really show in detail all the features of the shotgun. Another part which covers disassembly. Another covers some of the internal features. And the last part which actually covers the range test. And that's what I'm going to be showing later in this video. On this first page, part 1, I also go through and try to summarize what I would consider to be the pros and the cons, and some items which, is it a pro or a con or a comment, it's really up for you to decide. At the end of the review, I show my bottom line comments here. I'm down at a range at Clearwater Lake, and I'm doing some range testing on the UTAS UTS-15. I've already sighted in the regular sights, but I decided to go ahead and take those off and put on there the Bushnell's First Strike red dot on it. So I'm going to be shooting with that sight on there, and I'm going to load up the gun here. All right. When I go through the loading sequence, I'm going to first just go ahead and drop one in the chamber. It's already on safety. Going to open up the loading port door on the right side, push the spring-loaded follower forward, and I'm going to start sliding in shells. Right now, I'm shooting these Winchester Super Target 2 3/4 8-shot, and I'll load up and put 6 up inside the magazine area here. Drop my 7th one right here in the loading port door area. Close that. You could hear the spring-loaded follower actually push that shell back here to where it's staged in a ready position. I'm going to do the same over here on the left side. Go ahead and load up 6 in there, in the magazine tube, and then drop the 7th one right inside the door. Close the door. It's ready to go. So I'm just going to go through and just cycle through. I've already done this about, I don't know, 3 full 15 rounds, and so far I haven't had any issue. But this will be the first one on video, so let's see how it goes. It. Man, 15 rounds, that's a beast. So far, it cycled all of them. I had it in the center position. All of them fed without issue. So far, it's proven to be 100% reliable. But I've got several more boxes of shells to go through. So that was some, like I say, number 8. We'll load it up again here, and what I'm going to do is actually try it a few times in different positions. When I say different positions, I'm meaning that the gun upside down, downside up, things like that. All right, what I'm going to try is, UTAS says that the gun will function in any position. It doesn't have to be vertical like a normal shooting position. So what I'm actually going to do is cycle a few shells with it in different positions. So here we go. I'm going to do this way. That way down. upside down. This way. That was it. Another 15 rounds. No issues again so far. It's been 100% reliable. I got a few more boxes here. I'm going to cycle through it and get just a little bit more video. Okay, we got another shooter here. Another 15 rounds of... Is that it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. All right. In that last round of shooting, my son actually did have a jam at the very end. He shot 13 rounds. On his 14th round, it got stuck, or the bolt seized up. This is the 14th round right here. I saved it because I wanted to actually do some further study and take a look and see what was the cause of it. What happened is that when the round tried to chamber, it went forward, but the bolt, you couldn't push the bolt any more forward to engage the lugs, and I don't know if you can see right there. And then, you know, because he pushed so much force forward like that, it seemed to freeze up so that he couldn't pull the action back. So he thought that he was through shooting, but actually he wasn't. When I applied enough force, I actually was able to get the action back. And going through, the cause of the problem I don't think was related to the gun at all, because when I went through and mic'd the rim or the ridge right there on the shell, it's actually out of tolerance. I don't remember the numbers right now. I think it was about, max was supposed to be something like 0.057 is that rim thickness, and I think it measured here, this rim thickness measured about 0.06, something like that. It's in the actual review, but the key is that this was out of tolerance and there wasn't enough headspace in here for the bolt to be able to close. So that last jam was not due to the shotgun, it was due to the ammo. I actually went through and measured the rest of the shells in that particular box, this older ammo, and there were 2 of them that wouldn't feed in the gun and were also out of tolerance. I've got 15 rounds of 2 3/4 inch double-aught buckshot, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to block the right tube, the left tube. I'm going to block the right tube. I'm going to block the right tube for the first 7, then switch it over manually to the other tube, just to make sure that as I'm shooting and they're feeding out of the left tube, that the switch doesn't come off. It's blocking the right tube. Does that make any sense? Alright, so here we go. That one was me. I could tell on that shot right there I cycled it differently, but let's just see here. Okay. So that was everything from that tube. I'm going to switch over to the other one. Okay, that's it. Alright, now these are 3-inch slugs right here, and there's 13 of them in the gun right now. So you can go ahead and shoot. Just 3-inch lugs again, and it jammed up just a second ago, and I want to shoot it myself because I don't have a lot of these, just to see if it might have been the way he was wrecking the action or what. So here we go. Alright, so that shell right there didn't make it, didn't feed into the chamber quick enough. Alright, the first one ejected. Put that one right there. See here again. Here we go. Alright, first one ejected. So for the 3-inch shells right now, it's looking like it's not liking them so far. I'm going to just shoot it and then a little slower. I don't know, let me load what I've got left up. It's hard to say right now. I think the timing difference maybe between the 3-inch shells and the speed at which you rack it. Honestly, I'm not sure personally of whether or not the gun even needs to be able to shoot 3-inch shells. Most people are going to shoot 2 3/4 inch anyway. So I wouldn't consider, me personally, that if there was an issue with 3-inch shells, I wouldn't consider it to be an issue for me personally, because other than this review, most likely I'll never shoot 3-inch shells through it again. But again, that's just me. Alright, we got 4 more, and that's it of those. Give them a try. Here we go. Honestly, I think what it is, it's a timing issue. You know, if you start cycling it too fast with the 3-inch shells. I don't have any more to shoot right now, but you know, the ones that I did shoot going at a slow rate, they seem to cycle. A fast rate, maybe it's the extra mass, the momentum of that shell having to get into position. It's just not, it's not doing it. 2 3/4 inch though. So far it seems to look good. Let's get some 2 3/4 inch buckshot through it. Heck, we got one more of these left. Let's go ahead and get rid of this one, just for fun. Let's see if I can hit it in the head.
In part 6 of my UTS-15 shotgun review, I've tried to cover much of what I've already talked about in the video with the text that's shown here. There may be some items which I've covered in more detail here that I didn't cover with the actual video. One of the things I wanted to point out is that what my final thoughts were after doing the range testing. And throughout my range test, I put around 200 rounds to the UTS-15 shotgun. Clearly this number of rounds is not enough to test the durability of the shotgun, but I feel it was enough to give me a good idea on reliability. With 2 3/4 inch shells, I found the shotgun to be very reliable as long as you cycle the action with a fast, deliberate rear stroke all the way to the stop. Hesitate or pause for a fraction of a second at the rear action position, and then with a deliberate stroke push the action forward until the bolt locks. A fraction of a second pause at the rear stop for 2 3/4 inch shells, and slightly longer for 3-inch shells seems to be what the shotgun likes to allow the timing of the shells to get into the proper position on the loading ramp. To see the full review of the UTS shotgun, again, please visit my website, consumerreports.com. Thanks. That was it. Man, 15 round. That's a beast.